Okay, this is Chris, here. I saw two things today that pissed me off pretty hardcore. First, I looked in the mirror and I had this shit, which I know is just fucking popping out on the screen. You're gonna be looking at the pimple the whole fucking time. You're gonna be like, holy shit, that's a huge pimple. Is he really 19? Is he actually like 14, 15, going through puberty? He's been lying to us? Is that what he's doing? I don't know. Maybe he is. The second thing I fucking saw, you know, this campaign has been really terrible, and I'm not going to talk about any of the things that McCain has said. First, let's just get it right off the bat here. I'm not an Obama fanboy. If the Republicans were actually Republicans and not these fucking neocons that they are now, I'd probably be a Republican, but they're not. And I'm not a Democrat because I'm not big government. But if you were going to vote just based on character, I think Obama's got the win there. The shit that McCain has been saying is fucking terrible. Horrible shit. I mean, Obama hasn't touched him, and now McCain's talking about Obama's wife. What a prick. I hate him, and I hate Palin even more. I never thought I could hate somebody more than I hated George Bush, and then McCain came along. And I'm like, man, there's no way I could hate somebody more than both of these people. And then fucking Sarah Palin comes along, saying the same dumbass shit, but with no credentials to actually back up her right to be there saying this shit. I hate those people with a fucking passion. And no, I don't want to see them killed, because I'd rather they not get shot, because, you know, it always surprised me that Bush has never been shot at. People fucking hate him a lot. But I would never shoot at him. Why? Because if you kill George Bush, there's going to be big statues of fucking George Bush at George Bush Memorial School and all this crazy shit. And I don't want to see that. Frankly, that would disgust me. And I do not want to see Sarah Palin and John McCain historical school or historical whatever, because they need to fade into obscurity in the history books and only be mentioned as some of the worst human beings to ever arise on the planet. So McCain's been saying terrible shit, and there's no point in me talking about the specific things that McCain's been talking about, because it's been well covered on YouTube by people a lot smarter than me and a lot funnier than me. So I'll talk about something that I saw as a commercial in my state, the state of Michigan, one of the proposals. One of only two proposals that I've heard of so far. The first one is medical marijuana, which is great, voting yes on that. Even though it doesn't legalize, I think it's most important that the people that need it for medical purpose get it before me. If I could never smoke marijuana recreationally, which I hope someday I'll be able to legally, but if I can't, I'd very much like to see the sick people get the medicine that they need. I'm not going to be so selfish to say that I demand that I get legalization for recreational use at the same time they get it for medical, because they're the ones that need it. I just like it. So we go on to Proposal 2. I saw this commercial, and it's got all this creepy music and these crazy-looking businesses that say, like Clone Way and embryo harvest and shit like that. And like, Proposal 2 goes too far. How long before companies just harvesting stem cells? All right, Proposal 2 is an amendment to the state constitution of the state of Michigan to allow stem cell research. Just a second, my camera is blinking. It may die. It won't die. It better not die. It better not die. I hate this camera. It's a stem cell research amendment that would allow some stem cell research. So this commercial implies that it will lead to human cloning, and it will lead to like, I don't know, the harvesting of stem cells and shit like that. Okay, I'm gonna read you the official ballot wording. It's really short. This is what you would see if you went to vote in the state of Michigan. Proposal 08-2, a proposal to amend the state constitution to address human embryo and human embryonic stem cell research in Michigan. The proposed constitutional amendment would expand the use of human embryos for any research permitted under federal law, subject to the following limits. The embryos are created for fertility purposes only, fertility treatment purposes, I should say, are not suitable for implantation or in excess of clinical needs, would be discarded unless used for research, were donated by the person seeking fertility treatment. The next point. Provide that stem cells cannot be taken from human embryos more than 14 days after cell division begins, and prohibit any person from selling or purchasing human embryos for stem cell research, and prohibit state and local laws that prevent, restrict, or discourage stem cell research, future therapies, and cures. Should this proposal be adopted? Yes or no? Okay. First of all, we can destroy the whole human cloning propaganda of this obviously evangelically Christian-driven ad. It clearly says right here, and I'll even show you so that nobody can fucking think I'm lying. I highlighted in blue. Research permitted under federal law. Okay, now correct me if I'm wrong here. I've been wrong before, but I'm pretty sure human cloning is illegal in the United States of America and most other Western nations. Like I said, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So that'll destroy that, and just what a waste of fucking time for them to even mention it. And so they go on to talk about how they're just going to be getting stem cells, just, I love this term, willy-nilly, just willy-nilly from fucking everywhere. Now, here's the thing, though. They're created only for fertility treatment purposes, and they're not suitable for implantation or in excess of clinical needs. So these are only stem cells that were created for fertility treatment purposes, nothing else. They cannot make embryos simply for the research. These are embryos that were going to be, they're not suitable, they're in excess, so they're going to be discarded. So these are things that were already going to be thrown away, and they have to be donated. So basically what we're saying here is that they're only going to be getting them from people who are going to donate their excess embryos that they were using for artificial insemination. Does that sound like they're going to be just harvesting stem cells? Interesting. The lies begin. Provided the stem cells cannot be taken from human embryos more than 14 days after cell division begins. So we're not even talking about fetuses here, you fucking crazy Christians. They're not going to be using fetuses, just groupings of cells. Get that into your brain. And prohibit any person from selling or purchasing human embryos from stem cell research. So there's going to be no profit motive for the harvesting of stem cells. It cannot be sold, it cannot be purchased. Only donated. So this is my fucking question. I have two questions. First of all, if you would be against something like this, can you show me anywhere in here that it says that they're going to be harvesting embryos and going to lead to human cloning? I'd love to hear that. And the second thing is, I'm so tired, because I know it's you fucking Christians, I'm so tired of you fucking, god damn it, camera, you better not die. Where's my battery? God. Don't ever buy a Kodak fucking little digital camera. They suck dick hard, and they don't stand up well on my monitor. Don't ever buy it. Okay, so I know it's you crazy Christians that are against this, and since you like to do appeals to emotion to win your arguments when you don't have any facts, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, crazy Christian. Let's say your son or daughter, what's an extremely deadly disease? What? Bone cancer. That sounds like it would probably kill you. Let's say they have terminal bone cancer, and there's no way that they're going to survive. There's there's nothing left. Your kid is going to die. Now let's say, hypothetically, that a scientist comes up to you and says, hey, if you were to say that stem cell research is okay, we can guarantee we're going to cure your kid. 100% guarantee. Would you take it? Let's say there's only a 70% chance that it's going to save your child's life. How about 50? How about 30? How about a 1% fucking chance? A 1% chance. Your kid is going to die. He is going to die. And this man comes to you and tells you that there's a 1 chance in 100 that you have now that you didn't have before. Are you going to say no to that? Because it's God's plan for your child to die? Are you going to say that? You know what? If terminal illness and dying children and people with paralysis and shit like that is part of God's plan, maybe you need to fucking examine your God. Maybe you need to revise his plan at the very least. Think about that. I'm curious to hear an answer from somebody who could take that hypothetical to heart. Really think about whether you would deny stem cell research if it was going to save, even if it had a little tiny chance of saving your child's life. I'm just curious. Chris 3325, or well, fuck the 3325 shit. I'm not even going to say that anymore. Chris, fuck you. Well, not fuck you to Chris. Chris, I'm saying fuck you.